Battle control
Game has started.
initialized.
Time to get this show on the road. In the top left-hand corner, we have our British player in the purple. Pink is Anjew. And in the bottom right-hand side, we have a British player responding in the bottom right-hand side as red. It is acr0, and I just repeated two things at once. Or the same thing twice. I tried to do it fast, and I failed. Oh well. Here we go. We got the barracks first for Anjew, and the ore refinery first for acr0. Really nice ore refinery first. Definitely is more economical in such a low eco map. The only problem is he might be prone to some sort of rush, although nothing British cannot handle, because they have the pillboxes able to take out any number of infantry in due time, so long as he focus fires the rocket soldiers. And ore refinery out for Anjew now, as well as the barracks for acr0, so he's going to be able to get out his own scouts. Anjew's going to get the benefit there, since he got his out earlier. But he's going a little bit too close now. So he just went too close to the barracks with all those infantry. And the other scout for Anjew is also going into the base, being a little sneaky. Not really going to be changing much, considering there's really not much to look at right now. But he is going to see two refineries. But so is Anjew, so it's kind of like, hey, you're doing the same thing I'm doing. He did force out a pillbox, though. That's actually a really big deal, considering that's a camo pillbox. That's $600 down the drain just for those refineries. He's either going to need to sell it, or he's just going to need to waste that money with that camo pillbox. It's a lot of money to waste. But Anjew's also Britain as well, so that pillbox might go out for him as well, which he does have ready. With the production tab, it is ready. acr0 is opting for the camo pillboxes. I wouldn't say that's a good idea, because this is a very low eco map. But that's his choice, so I'm not going to argue about that. We just have the rush of infantry for acr0 here. I think Anjew knows he's going to be able to deploy that pillbox decisively pretty soon right now. This is going to go very well for acr0, I don't think. Yep, there it is. It's going to be able to take out a wide number of infantry right now. Well within range. And that army is pretty much thwarted. Push has been thwarted. Anjew's in a very comfortable position to kill more infantry. And light tank is now out. acr0's light tank is a little delayed, I think. Yep, he's also going for a light tank. But let us see whether or not these players are opting for the service depot or not. Yes, Anjew's going for that service depot. I think Anjew has the benefit here of being ahead in tech, as well as the assets, as well as units lost. So Anjew's pretty comfortable right now, I feel. Although acr0 does have a sizable amount of scouts right now. Sizable number of patrols ready to kill that light tank when it comes in range. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I don't think it's really going to matter, considering those two refineries pretty close to each other, so he's not going to really be blocking anything. But that's probably going to delay the ore trucks a little bit. Nope, only a few seconds. It's not going to do too much. You might even want to sell it, because it doesn't really matter at this point. Although you should probably sell it after the ore refinery, when the light tank gets blown up, and he manages to repair the refinery. I'm not sure about the numbers, but I think if you repair the refinery and then sell it, you'll get the money back better than if you just sold it right now. But I could be wrong. I've always wondered that, but I'm sure the devs can answer that question if they're watching. They can, but they probably won't, because they're busy with other things, I suppose. I'm seeing another engagement here. A small little infantry engagement. This might be a step forward for our Anjew, considering there's no defenses up for acr0 right now. And it's a pretty pretty sizable force. But both players do have defenses ready up. So whether or not... Wait, that's actually a turret instead. So this actually could go badly for anjew. But the Ranger does manage to tank several rocket soldier shots. And he has another construction yard out, ready to take that middle expansion. acr0 being a little distracted, not going to be able to get his out earlier. And if we look at the economy right now, both players are pretty even right now. acr0 a little bit low on the power here, but he is able to power down that radar dome for now. He's probably going to get out the artillery faster, but the economy for anjew is going to skyrocket once he gets these crystals up into his base. Medium tank out for anjew right now. That's going to be very decisive in taking out this medium camo pillbox. He's going to need to focus down these rocket soldiers, which he does. There are two available right now. Anjew's going to be focus firing with that camo pillbox. Really good play by both players. These rocket soldiers don't do too much damage to these defenses. That acr0 is just going to be losing this engagement. Left and right, 3 tanks out right now, 1 light tank and 2 medium tanks. Definitely a decisive factor in this battle, as well as the increased economy for anjew. So this is not going to be looking good for acr0. Pretty bad decision right there, just to try and force out an engagement. But if he's going to make these turrets useful, he's going to need to focus down these medium tanks, but he just didn't focus down the right one, considering the other medium tank was actually pretty low on health, but he just didn't focus down on the right one. And he needs to focus down the rocket soldiers, but he just wasn't able to at the time. Anjew taking the lead in that engagement and continually building more and more medium tanks. The more medium tanks there are, the worse it gets for acr0, as well as that dead construction yard. So I think that's pretty much game ending at this point. No expansion for acr0 anymore. So the economy is just going to plummet. He's just going to run out of money, and these light tanks are going to mean absolutely nothing to the army of acr0. No, not acr0. Anjew. Anjew is going to take the lead in this one. He has his own radar dome now, but it's not going to really make too much of a difference. But keep in mind, both of these players are British, playing as Great Britain. They could go for some pretty cheap spies right now, but this is a pretty small map, so it's not going to really matter too much. And acr0's probably going to be running out of money anyway, so we have 4 rocket soldiers out for acr0 right now, running straight into those rocket or rifle infantry. So there goes about $900 down the drain, 600. And this last push is pretty much the key in the hole right there. And Anjew's going to turn that hole, and he's going to open the door to victory. Alright. There it is. Now we see it. And we see the barracks. Now we don't. We still see it. We still see it. Anjew's indecisive about his focus firing here. Nope. Now we don't see it. And slowly War Factory dying. War Factory has so much health. I think the War Factory has more health than the construction yard. But I could be wrong. War Factory, I think, has a smaller silhouette, or a smaller attack radius than construction yard, so artilleries have a harder time killing those war factories than the construction yard, so if you look at it that way, then yes, the war factory does have more health. But there goes that last expansion. Barracks for acr0 there. He's going to need to sell that off. Looks like he's still trying to hold strong, but I think the army of Anjew's is way too big now at this point. He's just going straight into the rocket soldiers without any thought. Trying to run them over as well. Not sure if that's really going to mean anything. It's not going to really matter either. But nice macro by Anjew. He's got 2 war factories as well as 2 barracks, as well as a continuation of the defensive outlet of his base right there. He's got an AA gun, just in case acr0 tries to go for some helipads, helicopters, Chinooks, Hinds, longbows, and the like, but longbows are way too far away from ever being used in this game, or otherwise. Longbows are pretty useless anyway. But we got some more infantry out, we got some more medium tanks out. I think Andrew's pretty comfortable with his composition right now, so he's just gonna keep making the same units. And he's got 2 ore trucks in the middle now, mining all those crystals, as well as that same thing in the middle. 1 AFK ore truck for acr0 here. I think Anjew is pretty comfortable right now, although he should be doing some scouting. He might think that there's a base here, possibly. But honestly, I just think he's postponing the inevitable end of our friend acr0. Yep. There goes another ore truck in the middle. Continually mining more and more resources. But Andrew's actually running out of money, interestingly enough. Despite it looking, he is actually much more ahead compared to acr0, but he's still finding a way to run out of money. There are always many ways to run out of money. And there we have it. Civilian was the last hope for acr0, considering how overpowered civilians can be in this game. There was just no chance of him doing any damage with that civilian. So, the push is ready to be activated. It's going to happen. It is going to happen sometime soon. Our 2 artilleries in the bunch of infantry. And he's going to be able to take out those infantry decisively. Looks like there's a medium tank slowly scouting the left-hand expansion. But keep in mind, acr0 now has his own expansion in the top right. But will he make the same mistake? Will he try? Will he try to take the initiative here and attack Andrew's base in the flank? But I don't think it's going to be helpful at all. Considering Anjew found the base, that wasn't really even an expansion even, considering he doesn't have a surface depot to make him an MCV, so that was his own MCV. To have the mass rocket soldiers attacking those rifle infantries, not a very good fight for Anjew, but he's going to be able to push through anyway, considering he still has a few amount of rifle infantry he had left in the previous battle, as well as some additional ones that he needed. But, yep, artillery sealing the deal here. Medium tanks in the back waiting to deal any further damage if needed, but there's really no point needing any of that at this point, considering there are Hinds out now, as well as a transport helicopter for whatever reason. You seeing any spies being made? No. No spies. No third expansion, except for the main one that Andrew's moving forward. I completely forgot, considering he knows that he already won. acr0's still prolonging his lifespan here. I think it's pretty much game over for him. Keep in mind, this is the first game, so acr0's still going to be in battle in the next game of this best of 3. So, this lone rifle infantry is going to be taken out. And acr0 is definitely out of power now. He's definitely out of power. GG's call. Andrew takes game 1 of this best of 3.
Battle control terminated.
And